you have talked about the difference between a triumphant nationalism and a frustrated nationalism, and that, am I correct in saying that what you see around the world right now is a lot of frustrated nationalism? Can you explain that a bit more to us?
Well, indeed, I think there is a major difference between a triumphant nationalism, which might make you at some points more confident of yourself. The world is yours. Again, I think sometimes it leads you to very bad results, but you might overestimate your capacities. You might take a condescending view on your opponents, but definitely this triumphant nationalism is a very important factor of social and political mobilization. If you look at the revolutions in Central and Eastern Europe in late 1980s, early 1990s, it was not just about getting rid of communism. It was the period of triumphant nationalism, restoration of national identities, and this was a major factor which allowed East and Central European nations to overcome the hardships of the transition period. And of course, they overdid it. In some cases, we see this civic nationalism replaced by ethnic nationalism. We see gross violations of minority rights in various places, and that's not good. But another example of triumphant nationalism is China. We see, this very assertive China foreign policy, which is based on the perceived success stories of the China modernization. China is back. China is second to none. However, I think that with all the risks related to triumphant nationalism notwithstanding, frustrated nationalism might be even more serious a challenge. What we see right now in the United States and the phenomenon of Donald Trump is a manifestation of frustrated nationalism. No, we did our best for the world. They do not appreciate, they do not value our contribution. They want to be free riders. We're not going to play this game anymore. We would like to limit our engagement. We would like to focus on our domestic problems. We will probably reconsider our attitude towards global commons and so on and so forth. So I think that definitely frustrated nationalism is a serious problem. Again, if you look at Russia today, the phenomenon of Vladimir Putin is a clear result of this frustrated nationalism of 1990s. We thought that we dismantled our own imperial system. We tried to be nice, and you are treating us like losers. Our interests are not taken into consideration. We are considered to be second-class Europeans. Okay, fine. Then we will show you what we can do. So these are examples of frustrated nationalism, and it can also serve as a major factor of social and political mobilization. But of course, it contains risks of very serious international confrontations. And again, this is exactly what we see happening today.
Yes, and I also wonder whether in both cases, triumphant and frustrated, there isn't a certain point where needs, again, back to the needs wants paradigm, where there may be real needs for Russia, for the United States, for China, real ones, for the Palestinians, for example, real needs that are being unmet, and those are valid. But once the ideology and the emotional states kick in into those states that we're talking about, frustration, which is an emotional state in the end, then needs and wants become confused and amalgamated. It's describe it almost like a holy mess. And so it goes back almost to what we were saying earlier, is the constant ability to differentiate between wants and needs. We're not very practiced at that. We just run with the horses that are pulling us.